In America this summer, the cinemas had its usual spate of overhyped blockbusters and safely commercial sequels made by men of faint hearts and little imagination. But it's also had some unexpected box office winners, small, inexpensive programme fillers produced with the curled lip of disdain whose success has surprised everyone. From New York, Tom Brooks sends this report.
Although the summer is just about through, the general view from Water's Edge is that the summer movies of 1990 compared favourably with previous years.
I think this summer was the best. This summer had the best movies.
I think it's been a good summer. You had a lot of big previews. You had Days of Thunder, and a lot of sequels came out that we were looking forward to.
But in the big city, there's a distinctly different point of view.
I thought they were horrible. A lot of rip-offs, a lot of sequels that really didn't do anything. They just gave you a lot of hype. They didn't give you any good movies. You just better stay home and watch television.
Many of the early summer films were of the same type. Little boys with big toys in multi-million-pound action films like Days of Thunder, Die Hard 2, RoboCop 2, and Total Recall. In the past few months, American cities have been hit by record levels of violent crime. And moviegoers hoping to escape from some of this violence in the safe haven of a cinema have been rudely disappointed because the summer of 1990 has been one of the bloodiest in movie history. The bloodiness has come with stomach-turning special effects and extremely high body counts. One magazine even tallied the number of people killed in each of the big action films.
The winner by many was Die Harder, the Bruce Willis film, which involved 264 deaths, Total Recall with 83 dead, RoboCop 2 with 79 dead, and another 48 Hours with a mere 16 dead. With dozens of violent films unspooling from projection rooms around the country, many began to wonder when more peaceful, thoughtful, possibly romantic images would begin to flicker across summer movie screens.
There's been very few films for what I call the sort of adult market. Like last year there was Dead Poets Society and Parenthood. And they might be so tired of seeing, heads explode that, they want something a little quieter.
By July, the antidote to all the mayhem and violence had arrived with a film called Ghost, which quickly emerged as the hit of the summer.
Who is that? You can hear me? Can you hear me? Sam Wheat. Say my name. Say it.
Leave me alone.
Say my name. Say it. Sam Wheat. Say it.
Hello? I get a message from Sam.
Although Ghost relies on all kinds of cliches, it delivers a fantasy that many wanted to see. Patrick Swayze, in the hereafter, communicating his love to wife Demi Moore through a psychic played to the comedic hilt by Whoopi Goldberg.
You killed her. You're the guy.
The other adult film that got people talking was Presumed Innocent, a suspense thriller starring Harrison Ford with a weird haircut. It's a whodunit which takes a bit of time to get going.
I think of this more as a suspense picture than a thriller. Thriller I think of as more to do with physical danger, and this is a bit more intellectual than that.
There were a few disappointments among the summer films passing through the gate. Hopes had been riding high for Spike Lee's film, Mo Better Blues, but his tale of an obsessed jazz trumpet player lacked the kind of sharp insights that had characterized his earlier work. Even more disappointing, both critically and commercially, was The Two Jakes, starring Jack Nicholson, who also directed the film. This eagerly awaited sequel to the classic 1974 Chinatown failed to deliver the goods. Among the smaller summer films stimulating interest with the art house crowd were David Lynch's Wild at Heart and a comedy, The Freshman, which gained attention partly because it stars Marlon Brando, who caricatures his role from The Godfather. A late summer release, a sensitive, thoughtful film about teenage rebellion called Pump Up the Volume, also seems to be doing well, developing a cult following. To the money-minded moguls of Hollywood, the summer of 1990 may be a disappointment because none of the big blockbusters managed to deliver the mega-dollars of last year's giant hit, Batman. This summer has proved that the appetite for action films is limited.
It's shown that there's a real hunger for films for grown-ups, films that people are allowed to think during the course of the movie or even afterwards. and that those movies can be successful, and that the audience isn't just kids, but is much broader than that today. And if you deliver a picture they want, they will come out to the theaters.
And the picture they're coming out to see is Ghost, which could become the top-grossing film of the year. That's if it can outdo Pretty Woman, another surprise romantic hit which currently holds the title of overall box office champion.
You change for 20?
For 20, I'll show you person. Wow.
Impressed?
You kidding me? I come here all the time. Well, color me happy. There's a sofa in here for two.
Close your mouth, dear.